not, but it's been called witchcraft.
I know what
Oh, okay.
sensory is.
Yeah, it's been
Um,
called witchcraft.
the thing is that like okay, witchcraft I would believe is like when you are trying to send things out to people, like make someone love you, this, that, the other. But this is a whole religion. Over a hundred,
Spiritual is a spiritual belief system. It's a way of life.
right?
Oh, okay.
It's almost like so. So it would be very really ridiculous to call a whole
Magic is a very small, minute part of
portion of
Yoruba.
it, right?
It's a culture.
Yeah. So imagine like the Yoruba people of Nigeria, and this is like their so like the reason. Okay, let me just give you an example, right? You know how you ever like see like Africans and they do their rituals and everything like that. Is that witchcraft
Right.
when they're doing in Africa like dancing and stuff? Is that are they doing witchcraft? When you like
Yep.
actually see, like a tribe like dancing and doing like what they normally would do, like they might be
I'm a
dancing.
beg. I'm a beg us. I'm a beg us, and I know Jennifer asked you to explain it, and I know you did,
Yeah,
but I
we
want us
let's
to get
get
back
to
to
the
because
Tokyo
Genesis.
experience.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
different, and let me just say this: there's a lot of different belief systems here, and so I don't want this to turn into that conversation yet. I know it's what I
Yeah.
know we want to have it because we do want to have it, but we'll have it. And Genesis, maybe you can
A-
join us for that. But
Anytime.
I
Yeah.
want to I want you to focus on
I don't
what
like
you initially came up with on your heart.
what's happening is that like so what people are misunderstanding is that like really I'm a priest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a witch. I'm a priest. You know.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I have a ministry and I like help people out. You know, I help
Hmm.
people like, and I've had people like from carbonation come to my house. You know, had people like in transition come to my house, and before
Hmm.
carbonation, I had other people come to my house. And this is not the first group of people that have like been siphoned through my house that came and got themselves together and moved
So
on.
you're the real rescuer.
Yeah,
Oh, so when she says she rescues SA survivors, she's putting herself in your shoes, if you will. That's
that's
what she does.
yeah,
If she's around somebody that's a chef, she's a chef.
So is
If she's
Angela
around,
staying with you?
yeah. And let me tell you.
oh,
So what happened is that all right. So I got a call from Jaguar. Now I have been okay. So just to back the story up. So my child's father is Broughton from Slum Village, right?
Mm.
oh, okay.
And when I initially like reached out to Jaguar, it was to do a documentary about Slum Village. However, simultaneously, I also was working with Shaka and Azine from that had been in carbonation. You know what I'm saying? And they were living with me. You know what I'm saying? And we're still living together. You know what I'm saying? But we had a whole, so but that's beside the point. So when she found out that they were here, she wanted to come to the house. When I met her at a restaurant. When she
Mhm.
found out Shaka and Nazine was here, she was like, "Well, I want to come over to your house tomorrow." So once we got done with the meeting at the restaurant, the next
Mhm.
day she came over with Gerald. Gerald and
Mhm.
that was like on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? The mom was tired. She stayed up. She was on a couch or whatever. And Gerald was kind of mad or whatever. And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay. And she was like, go out there and tell Chad
So when was this? When was this? Really quickly. When was this?
it's around
Thank
December,
you.
December like the 25th, the 24th, like the
Of
day
what year?
of 2022. Yeah, December.
Is
This
is
was
that
just
when you
last
guys first
year?
met? Is this when you guys first met?
No, I met Jaguar in 1998. I actually booked her
Okay.
when she had.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying that.
How I knew Jaguar was because I was a DJ. I'm a DJ, and I'm a real DJ.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
I had a club residency called at the State of the Union in Washington D.C. and I booked Black Lily because I saw them at the Roots show and I was amazed. And they only had like a small part of that show, and I was like, well, I want to just book them. And so I brought them to the State of the Union to perform, and that included Jazzy Fat Nasties, Jaguar Wright, 37,009, and Flo Brown. And that's how I know Jaguar Wright. And
Okay.
throughout the years, I've met. I mean, she got booked again in DC, but I was the first one that booked her in DC because
I got a
So you've
question.
seen her in
I got a
passing.
question. I got a question. Like Genesis, how are you friends with such a raggedy bitch?
Eh,
well, like I just said, is that she wasn't raggedy when I met her. She was actually
When did the raggedy take over? You got to tell us that.
like I did not know. Like okay, she was actually like an artist. Like when I met her, she was a signed
she was
artist.
doing well.
You know what I'm saying? And they all
Mhm.
had deals with MCA, and then they were doing a tour called the Black Lily Tour. So you had, like I said, Jazzy Fat. So Kindred Family Soul, Jill Scott, Jaguar Wright, Jazzy Fat Nasties, and those are the four ones that I know that had a deal with MCA at the time.
Wasn't she fucking everybody then?
Yeah.
I don't know. Her husband actually was at the show when I booked them, so I don't know if she was fucking everybody. The only thing I knew was that she was a great performer. Like,
Let me
Okay,
ask you
so
this, because I have to ask pointed questions because there's questions being asked in the chat, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with our show, but we don't like it's not an interview show. We kind of break things down, and we've had questions. So if it's all right, I just want to ask you some pointed questions, not out of disrespect. I'm gonna do my best to give you the utmost respect, and I know the women on the panel will as well. But we got some
oh
points,
yeah.
some questions. Is that all right?
yeah,
Okay. When did you realize she was a raggedy bitch?
I think I'm just now figuring that out. And
What was it that what was it? What turn of events gave you that?
to be quite honest, I don't think.
Excuse me.
I believe that there's a lot of mental illness going on that she don't even understand herself.
Do you think she has good character or bad character if you had to choose between the two?
I think it teeters. Like it's a weird thing because when you around her, you could see glimpses of good character, and so that's what you kind of would hold on to. Like,
Do you trust her? Do you see her as a backstabber?
well, now I'm seeing her as a backstabber. She just got on Tokyo Tony and just talked a whole bunch of shit about me. Like, yeah, she's a backstabber. Yeah.
What is your plan
Can
as
I
far
just
as?
ask a
Go ahead,
quick
I'm sorry.
question? Because
I have a question.
Genesis, wait, please, because Genesis, you also just said that you opened your door to carbonation. So do you normally just have this whole, well, they do XYZ to them, they being nice to me? Is that your? So that got nothing to do with me. So
Well,
it is what it is. Is that your general context with life?
I don't quantify people by. I deal with people when I meet them. I don't really go off their past or whatever. I go off when I meet them, and then if they need help, because I have a lot of people that come through my things that need help, right? And so if I actually went off of people's past all the time, then they would never get any help, right? So some people just need help. Maybe they're trying to get out of their past and trying to be better, and that's what the initial thing is. Like, okay, well, maybe they're trying to do better, and sometimes they are trying.
Yeah.
Sometimes they aren't. And then,
Okay, I got a quick question for
Even
you.
at present, because even like Jaguar and Carbonation.
Wait, let's not talk over each other. I want to reset that. Let's be sure, because what we have done is we've given Genesis a certain room to speak, and I don't want to jump on her. But Genesis, we do see you as an enabler, so you got to kind of take some of this,
yeah, right.
with
my
what we
question is more about Angela.
Being an enabler, I would say that.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to just establish that. Let's be respectful to each other, though, as women, as people, as human beings. And this isn't Jaguar, so let's not make her the Jaguar.
No, not at all, not at all. But I do have a question, though. I wanted to know whether Angela and Jackie have they actually had a falling out, and that's why Angela's with you. Hello?
I would say,
Hello?
yeah, kind of, like sort of, kind of, in a way, yeah.
Does Angela have a way to support herself without living off of you? No judgment. That one I'll say no judgment because she's a young girl.
Yeah, no
blah,
judgment.
blah, blah. I just want to know.
I would say that she at the moment, but what we're gonna work towards is her to be able to. She wants to work and get a job. And when she was with Jaguar, she was not able to work. So it's not. So yeah, right now.
What's
Why
her?
was she
is
not able
that?
to work?
Because Jaguar pimping her. What's her relationship with her medical team look like right now, physically?
Well, everything is new, so I don't know. There's no relationship right now in my house, so she might have had one there, but I don't really know that.
Do you
Do
feel
you
safe with her
support?
there? Sorry.
But I was gonna ask, do you support and believe Angela slash Legina's story about believing that Aaliyah and R. Kelly is her father? Hello.
Well, I personally I don't want to get into that. Like that's her personal
Well,
business.
no, we're
Okay.
asking you what you think about it. And you have a right to say what you think about it. You're safe here. You can be honest here. And that's actually what we'd like you to be.
I would plead the fifth on
So
that.
you don't believe her.
I plead the
He
fifth.
must be around.
You don't believe
She
her. I
she
mean,
doesn't.
we're
She
we're
feels
all
uncomfortable with that.
every single woman on this panel is over the age of 30 something. Most of us are 40 something. You can't do that with us. Okay? You either believe her or you don't. And you can be honest and say you don't. And she knows she full of shit. If
Well,
she listening, she knows she is. She know Jaguar full of shit. They both
I
thought
just
they was
seen
gonna
again.
play each other, and they
I would say this. I would say this
And
as a
she's beautiful the way God made
got
her.
you in the middle some stage.
well, listen. I would say this because we actually
Jesus. You are not ghetto, Genesis. You are not a hood rat, Genesis. And you're allowing this hood rat to fuck up your brand and your life and your chi. You can't attach yourself to people with bad karma. You can't, mama. You got to take
Sure
into account
can't.
people's past and who they were. You've known her since 1999. I was 19. She was 22. Y'all been girls together. You been known she was a raggedy bitch.
no, I wouldn't say that. She was not a rat.
Girl,
She was not like that. Like back then, she was a whole other person.
what
She
what
was not.
what
Not
But
thing
one
the,
bit.
the
No, I know.
people change every 10 years.
Let me
what
tell you,
Every
thing
10 years.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I
she
apologize.
was
I don't
not
want to do
the
that
same.
to you.
She was not the same person back then as whatever's going on right now is not the person I know.
I heard her have a conversation with you where she bullied you. Like y'all been doing that for years. She said, I'm gonna say ugly things to you, Genesis. Didn't I just say that a minute ago, y'all?
Yes, you did.
Yep.
I'm gonna say ugly things to you. My mama don't talk to me like that. My girlfriend don't talk to me like that. My best friends, my sister, they don't threaten to say ugly things to me. You
And she was
understand that,
in that
woman? You
industry
guys have got
terrorizing
a
that
toxic
industry.
relationship.
well,
That ain't never been a real friendship, Genesis.
you're right.
You might have thought it was. This might be your day of understanding that a person like that cannot love. And if you've seen her do that to other people, which if we have, we know you have, then I'm wondering, like, is she licking your pussy? If she is, go forth. Enjoy. But then you gotta have something that you're getting in return for this woman mustying up your house.
I hope she don't got no dirt on you, 'cause you can kiss your ass goodbye.
Girl,
Tell you
that
that.
woman, that woman will hurt you physically. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. And you need to get Angela out your house because that ain't your business. That's not your
Yeah,
dirty laundry.
that's her problem. She initiated that. I think
That's
that's
not your dirty
quite
laundry.
I think that's quite fucked up that she just let her
Load
go
people
like that.
off on
Anybody
you.
can have a disagreement, but damn, you gonna let her just leave? You wasn't making her leave when you was taking the girl money. When she got your car out, when she bailed you
Genesis,
out of jail,
you are as
I want to
much
leave
know
now
why, when she was with Jaguar, she couldn't leave. She couldn't work.
why she
I'd
why
like to
couldn't
Why
she
know
work?
you're
why.
in your own house? You can't
May
speak freely.
may we ask that? Why couldn't she
Genesis,
work?
why
Genesis.
wasn't she able to work?
Let
Why
her
wasn't she
answer,
able to
y'all.
work?
Let her answer.
I'm like there's like 4 people asking questions at the
I
same
got it,
I'm
Genesis. I'm
sorry.
sorry. I got your back. Y'all shut up. We got company. I'm sorry, I'm high. Genesis, why couldn't she work? I just had to lighten the mood for a second. I'm sorry, y'all.
I think that Jack didn't want her to work. So
Just,
Why?
just like she didn't want Gerald to work. Same thing.
But she had the girl.
Control.
Okay, okay, Genesis. Let me ask
I
you
don't really
this:
answer that. I was not really around like 24/7. I was in my own like life, just
Are you aware that Jaguar was participating in behaviors associated with human trafficking and forced labor through both Legina or Angela and her son Samuel Odom Jr.?
no.
Okay. May I explain to you where I get that logic from?
Sure.
Okay. We broke this down a few months ago. Now it's been a long time because this shit has gone on for a long time. But we broke this down and we looked up the Texas statute when it comes to human trafficking. And human trafficking is whenever you move a person from one location to another with the intent of putting them to work, and they're not aware of this thing. And I know for a mother freaking fact, I'm trying not to cuss because I have a feeling you're not a cussing woman, and I don't want to throw you off. So I want to be
Oh, let me
respectful.
tell you something. If I get pissed off enough, I'll cuss. So it's all good.
I just don't want to be distracting with my language.
I'm from Orange, New Jersey. So
I don't know nothing about that, but I appreciate you giving me grace. But when when Angela was on her way to Texas, Sean Davy Way, also known as Adrian, stated on his channel that there was a meeting between Sean Davy Way, um, Jacqueline Wright, Michael Braggs, also known as Official Kingpin or OKP, and most likely Goomba Head, also known as Gerald Johnson Jr. And they decided that when Angela arrived to Jaguar, they were going to take her on this Chitlin train of interviews. They had decided this per Sean Davy Way, also known as Adrian. And that's human trafficking because that girl didn't know she was coming to do that. And she stated on Tokyo Tony's channel recently that she is running Jaguar's errands, aka she's working for Jaguar. And it's also now known that Jaguar has Sam doing an internship with real life street stars, TV network Dallas, Adelphia, but he's not getting paid.
he's not doing
Well,
He,
that.
she fell out with them. He's not doing that.
Right. He's not even doing that because she fell out with the real estate stars. She's not
what
even
happened with that?
like
She
I
let
said.
Goomba on the panel. I mean, they had Goomba on the interview, and
She
she was
got
trying to
upset.
come up.
She got upset with the fact that they interviewed Goomba, and yeah, so yeah, they got into it basically.
So when
Yeah,
did
I
they
mean,
first arrive to your house with the mama? You said the mom was laying out on your couch and whatnot. Y'all met at the restaurant, had an interview. I mean, had a excuse me, a meeting.
No, no, no. What I was saying is that when I first met them, it was after church, and mom was tired, so mom like sat on the couch. I gave her a blanket. You know what I'm saying? She watched the movie, and we gave her some food. Um,
they've been playing you for a long time. Girl, where your friends and family at? Where your man at? I mean, either they've been playing you or you part of it and you got us all manipulated right now. Cause girl,
I'm trying to.
well,
I'm trying to see.
my mother is deceased, so my father's
mine
So
deceased.
it's
is too,
mine.
and I'm mine too, and I'm sorry to
My
hear
family's
that.
in Ohio, but I'm here by myself in Dallas.
Girl, you gotta
The
be able
way
to
she
see a
treats
thing
her
is a
mother
thing.
and talks to her mother, I could never be friends with a bitch like that.
Was
She a
that your
raggedy.
baby in the
No,
videos?
listen, let me just say this: is that, like
Was
I
that
said,
your little one in the videos that she
yeah,
was screaming at?
You let
no,
her talk to your kid like that?
no,
Oh, that's Velvet's daughter. Velvet's child.
No,
She's a
there was a
yelling
little
at.
boy. There was a boy. There was a little
Oh,
boy.
Shaka Jr.
that wasn't my child. I don't know who she was screaming at, but it wasn't my child.
Want to shock his kids. Hey, Genesis, let me ask you another question. And if we wear you out, you feel free to drop down, okay? Because I appreciate you hanging in there answering these questions. Because you not being disrespectful or nothing. And I really appreciate it. Goomba came up here and he tried to talk in circles and we had to drop him like a bad motherfucking habit. Like his balls ain't dropped yet. But there's a question. Do you know that Angela has a warrant for fleeing the state allegedly?
No.
Okay.
So what is the warrant? What is a fleeing the state warrant? What is that for?
Shauna, do you want to come up and Shauna, yeah, Shauna, do you want to come up and talk about that?
I'll drop down. I'm getting ready to go to bed.
I feel
But thank you
you.
so
I
much.
dropped.
Thank you so much. I think I'm going to stay in the bushes and listen for a little while before I go to sleep. But I
So
appreciate
live.
everything.
Thank
Genesis,
you.
thank you for
And she fled the state, and so therefore she has a warrant, or did she have a warrant for fleeing the state? I never heard of a warrant, a fleeing the state warrant like that.
No, but I'll
Shauna's
let
gonna
Shauna
join
come
the
up. It's
live.
I
important.
never
Yeah.
heard. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you, ma'am. The one
Thank you. And Genesis, I didn't mean to be abrupt. I'm from the Northeast too. I'm from New York, but yeah, and it's just for real. Don't let this woman manipulate you, and she knows what she's doing, and she's mentally ill. But that don't confuse that with being incompetent. She's very competent, but she is mentally ill.
Yep. And the chat gave you condolences,
Jaguar or
Genesis. The chat was giving you condolences and love for the passing of your mother and father. We got some nice people over here, but we call things as they think.
Yeah, I want to know.
Hold on, here goes
Oh,
Shauna Lewis. Hey
they
Shauna.
say, hey, Riri. Hey,
Guys,
Shauna.
All right, Shauna, have you met Genesis? Have you met our good friend
I,
Genesis?
I have not. How you doing, Genesis? I've heard a lot about you, but no, I have not met her.
yeah. So a lot of people have been talking about me, but I've been avoiding like getting on, because and now that I see that my name is like, I really don't even want. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like an internet person, so I just I don't even want the spotlight on anything.
She don't have no respect for you, period. She don't
I
respect your
understand.
friendship.
I
She
see
think
that
you
Jaguar,
weak.
she made it her business to like go on Tokyo Tony and talk all this mess, and I really felt like I really wanted like to like clear things up, because it's just not right.
Okay. If you all don't mind, I just want to ask her a couple of things. Genesis, I don't know you or anything like that, but I do have some information that you do need to know because it has to do with legal channels. I've already spoken about this, but I will inform you as well because I was privy to this warrant. Angela Russo has an active warrant for leaving the state. Um, she was not supposed to leave the state of Michigan after she was released from the mental hospital. She had a time frame that she needed to remain in the state because she did leave the state and she did not check into her appointments, and none of her doctors that were there at that facility has been able to get in touch with her. A warrant has been issued for her arrest. So
Mm-mm.
I'm, I'm telling you this because you're harboring a fugitive. Now, if you have not been made aware of this, I understand, and I don't think this would be like a legal way of saying so. But I'm telling you, I
So
can I can I can give
what
you
is
the I can email you the paperwork if you need it because I have it. I have all of it. I have
okay?
everything.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
I can send you my email address and stuff like that. So what
okay.
is her charges? Like, what is she
You
charged?
guys can discuss your email addresses in the back chat if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
I wasn't going to put it up right now. Um, from what I'll say here again is that like I said, she has a warrant for leaving the state.
She has a warrant
Um,
for the state because she left the state after she left the mental institution?
She wasn't supposed to leave the state. She had a time frame that she was supposed to remain there for treatment because she was on medication.
Okay,
That was
so
part of her.
well,
That
here's
was
the
part of her discharge plan when she left. When she was discharged from the hospital.
thing. So what if she didn't have a place to go at that point, and the only place that she could go was at the state? She had to like go to the hospital and let them
She Okay. From my understanding, she had a caseworker that she could have informed. Hey, I don't have anywhere to go. I don't want to be homeless. She could have been, from what I understand, again, I can't verify because I don't live there in Michigan, but from what I was told, what was communicated to me is that she could have gotten into some kind of group housing until she became self sustainable or some kind of housing. She did not
That's
have to
true.
leave the state. She did
so
not have to leave the
the
state.
warrant is like really like is it like a criminal warrant or is it just like a
Yes,
like so
yes.
it's a crime like if you are mentally ill to leave the state? That's a crime?
Um, because of what she was diagnosed with and
Well,
her
there's a
treatment
court
plan.
order, right? It's a court
Yes,
order.
that's what I was going to say. The warrant was issued by a judge. That's not what the hospital issued. The hospital went to the court there to obtain the warrant. The warrant was issued by a judge.
So she must be a ward of the state now. Is what's
I don't
happening.
know if she,
So
like
she
I said, I don't know if she's a ward of the state, but I'm telling her this because it is a serious matter.
That's what it
Um,
sounds like.
it is a very serious matter. I'm not the
Genesis,
only person that
you should
knows.
know. I'm sorry, Shauna. Genesis, you
Oh
should
no,
know that
no,
your address is now public because when Jaguar Wright went live at your house to prove her car was there to go at King World, she showed your address, honey.
yeah, that's why
It did.
that's the other reason why I'm up here because I'm like, dude, now that she's like said, oh, she's at my house, and then all this other stuff, I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Like, why? Why
Yeah,
would
you need to put both of all that shit out and get some sage and some watermelons.
well,
Jaguar also.
here's the thing: is that like, well, I have keto maldicio and I also have like Osine water, so and I also like I got like some Obatala like baths and so I was just work on that.
Mhm.
What I'm saying is
Mhm.
that like I like okay uh really like I don't know. I think it's a misconception about who Legena is. She's not a bad person. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think any of us think there's a such thing as good or bad people.
Hey, yeah. But
So,
that's not
and so she doesn't deserve to be punished in any
But
way.
did
Like
you know that she had a warrant?
I didn't know that.
Okay.
right. I do want to say something because I keep seeing in the chat, and it was something that I wanted to. You kept saying that you wanted to clear something up. What is it that you were trying to like clear up exactly? Because I think we that kind of got sidetracked a little bit. So I wanted to know what you wanted to clear up because there is something else that I need to tell you.
One of the biggest things I want to clear up is that okay. So what Jaguar said in Tokyo Tony's live was talking about that I recorded her while she was having a session with the Babalawo, right? And that I was trying to use that for clout to become internet famous. And let me explain something to you about African tradition. Like, listen, even when I like actually went to do my initiation, there was 5 people in the room, and I was getting a life reading. Like, this is like my whole life.
Mhm.
So the difference between like Christianity, like going to the Catholic Church or whatever, you might go into a small room and you might talk to a priest, and that might be private. But in African tradition, there is no privacy. Like you're gonna get read in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And the whole objective is because that African tradition is community based, and that keeps you it keeps you accountable. And you know, everybody heard what the Babylon told you. And when you ain't following that, they like, well, didn't the Babylon tell you X, Y, Z? So what happened is that I did record it for her, I did not record it trying to like do. She says, "Well, wait until like that you're on the Inquirer or you're on the tabloids and this that the other." I'm like, dude, I would not be. Well, why would you make me seem like I would be a person that would like be recording something for my own benefit? I recorded that so that she could remember what the Babalawo told her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I've never divulged anything.
That was a moment of Jaguar self-aggrandizement.
Yeah.
And the reason why I really wanted to come up here because I know that Delacreme, she's aware of like Ifa and like also like African tradition. She knows that she knows what I'm talking about. Like there's no like it's not gonna be like it's not a big secret that when you go get reading, it's not like, oh, we have to go into this room somewhere and give a secret reading. No. You're gonna be sitting up there and you might have whoever's in the room, that's a witness.
And an initiation is very, very much everybody's there.
Everybody, like 20, I had like 25 people.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not, this is not Christianity, it's not Islam, it's not Hebrew, Islam, whatever. This is African tradition and it's very much community based. And so when she got on that thing and talked to Tokyo Tony, talking about like that I like was trying to get clout and I recorded it. Honey, I have recordings of my old shot. You know what I'm saying? My whole like.
You gotta understand though, Jaguar. I mean, I call you Ginger. Your name is Genesis, Lord. Genesis, I love you, but you seem really naive.
I was just thinking that. I'm sorry.
Really naive.
Oh my God.
Like, you gotta understand, Jaguar. Everything is about her. That wasn't about you. She thought she was important enough for you to try to record her and then sell it to tabloids. Have you ever seen TMZ pop up on Jaguar? That wasn't about you. You could argue with that till the blue cows come home, and you'll never win that argument because that was not about you, Genesis. That was about Jaguar and her self-aggrandizement. She thinks she tells the mayor, I got beat up. Didn't you see it on YouTube? Like the mayor watches her on YouTube.
Here's another thing. It's her saying that, when Tokyo says, well, do you consider Genesis a friend? And she says, no, I don't think that she knows how to be a friend. And I'm thinking to myself,
wow.
Listen, but that's a raggedy bitch.
Listen, when you went to jail and your mom called me at 7 a.m. in the morning without a hesitation, I sent her the money. Then when your son called me breaking down.
Sounds like you got used.
Yeah. But well,
let me ask you this, Genesis.
I was used
let me ask you this,
Has she ever paid you back?
Hold on, let me say this.
Yeah, my bad.
I don't.
My apologies for interrupting you.
I don't feel like I was used by her mother. I feel like her mother just didn't know what else to do and called.
You don't think her mama raggedy too? You ain't seen that. Oh, Jesus. I don't want to talk about people's mamas. But, Lord, I've been thinking this woman was part of the problem the whole damn time. Mama is who I'm talking about. I don't believe a person is not raised by their mother.
But I believe, I've talked to her other family members, and a lot of things that are going on are like being made up by Jaguar. You know what I'm saying? And
why would her mother think that Goomba was supposed to keep the lights on in the apartment?
Because he was the owner of the apartment.
He's not.
But he left.
He's the what?
Him and his mother both own that apartment. They both had their name on it.
Sweet Jesus.
Oh, the lease. They were the leaseholders, not the owners, right?
Yeah, so therefore, like, why would you then for like I don't know. To me, I would be like, I would think that okay, you might be mad at Jag, but
y'all been friends consistently since 1999, or kind of like off and on?
No, off and on. It's been like I was more of like a booking person. Like I like through events, you know.
Girl.
So the way that she knew.
So you got her some gigs from time to time.
Throughout the years, yeah.
Okay, so she reappeared. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask, what have you benefited from your friendship?
Nothing.
I don't like to see people get abused. I really don't. It irks my soul. If you look back at this channel, that's been the crawl in my whatever. Like I can't stand to see people get exploited or abused. And I'm really kind of feeling your energy, and it doesn't sound to me like you coming on here fully knowing. Like you really sound like you didn't know this was a raggedy bitch until. And I think she's good at
And that's
keeping.
pretty much, to be quite honest, that's pretty much what's happening. I did not know that.
Girl, I'm telling you, I'm not the kind of person to
You
just
don't
call
watch
people
her
raggedy
antics.
bitches.
You don't watch her performances online. You ain't been keeping up with the soap opera that's
Girl,
going
her
on right in
calling
your very home.
the veterans department and the police on Goomba, and calling
No,
his
okay,
mama a bitch and
let me
saying
explain this. Let me just say this: is
you
that
ain't said
as
none
of
of that.
recent, like the whole thing with Solar and all this. Let me explain how this whole thing happened. Right? Like I said, I met her at the restaurant. She came to my house, whatever. Solar came because he had broken up with Velvet, and we were going to give him a job, and he was going to go work somewhere. She came in, and Solar happened to be. The second time she came, he happened to be here. You know what I'm saying? Then her and Solar kicked it off with each other. The first time they didn't like each other, but the second time they kicked it off, started making music together. Then they end up leaving and going out of town with each other. Now, like I said, like
So you're saying that she didn't bring Solar in to be an intern. They had been hanging out before.
Can I please interject something real quick?
She met Solar at my house.
Okay,
Man, liars be lying.
know,
Shana, go ahead.
I
Not
want to
you lying,
know.
Genesis, but they lied about this whole how they met.
I,
They met at my house.
let me. I need. What up?
Wait a minute.
Della, I know you feeling a certain way, and so is everybody else. But I need to express this. Genesis, I feel like it's a lot of filler that you're throwing out to get away from something, to direct away from something that you trying not to touch on. That's how I'm feeling.
I
That
feel like
I
you
could
know
be
more than
wrong.
you saying. You
What
can't
I'm
possibly not notice a raggedy
I
bitch.
like I said, I can be wrong. I can be wrong about that. But it's like you're throwing out all these different. Well, let me tell them this, and let me say this, and let me say that. It's
Yeah,
But
like
the
you're like
stuff you
playing
want
it
to clear
safe.
up is irrelevant. What
Sean,
you want to.
that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
listen, I'm trying to explain. There's a whole like story that happened here, right?
But
So
okay, but the thing is, like, you want to clear up stuff that is
I'm
irrelevant
not
when you're
trying to
talking
throw
about a woman who trafficked a woman from across the country to rent her out to different content creators for money.
well, let me tell you this. I was actually the person. Let me tell you what happened. When I got called and I was told that there was someone outside of her door that was trying to get her. You know what I'm saying? And I actually sent my friend there, and within 10 minutes, because I thought that someone was trying to kill her, I sent my friend to go get her. You know what I'm saying?
To go get who?
To get
Legena.
Gina. You know what I'm saying?
From
I was
where?
from Detroit.
Detroit.
I thought
Mm-mm.
So it was your friend that was the armored guard
yes.
that got paid $2,000.
No, he didn't get paid 2,000. That's a lie. No, he got paid
What were his credentials?
How much he get paid?
What?
$100, $150.
$150. What were his credentials?
He was a friend of mine that had a gun.
Oh, so he wasn't an armored security guard?
No.
Oh. Now, how long had Jaguar known Legena Angela Love before she brought her to Texas?
I don't know. I just know that she came. She called me and said, "I need you. I need you to send someone over here in Detroit to pick somebody up. They have someone outside the door coming to get them." And me being a friend to her was like,
Are
"Okay."
you telling me that woman lied to you and said Angela had somebody outside there and you sent somebody there in harm's way and you didn't know nothing about the situation? You didn't vet it or nothing?
You're right. Yeah, I did. Yep.
I'm
Well,
not
Jazz took all
chastising
the
you. I'm
credit for that.
asking. I'm not chastising. I'm asking. I want to make sure I understand.
Della, you missing something, and I have to point this out because I have a very good memory. I remember things when people say things. What's the connection with you, Angela, in Ohio, Genesis?
There's no connection between me and Ohio. And now I'm from my family in Steubenville, Ohio, but I don't have any connections
That's
with.
all I need. That's all I need to know because if you all, Della, T, Miss T, everybody that's listening, if you all remember, there was a point in time when Jaguar was in Ohio with her husband. That's all I
No,
want to. That's all I want to say.
I'm trying to connect that. Steubenville, Ohio is like a small town by Pittsburgh. Get out of here. That's not
That's
that.
fine. That's
You know,
That's
I
what
just
you're talking
you
about.
can't connect a small ass
I
town.
don't understand what we're talking
I don't
about.
understand that
That
either.
is trying to connect some things with Angela.
I'll tell you all. I'll tell you all in I'll tell you all in the back chat. I really will because
Backtrack, but listen,
something
and
something's
listen,
not
you
something.
trying
But
to
Shauna, if you're
Brother, I didn't
accusing
take
her of knowing something, it's not fair to take it to the back chat if you're openly
no, like
accusing her of
you
knowing
listen.
something.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. Go ahead and
I
bring it up
just
because
want
I
us
don't
to
know
be
what you're trying to say.
fair.
I don't. Come on now. I'm telling y'all the
it's
truth.
not about
This
it's
is the
not
same thing
about
that happened in
that.
the world. Dude. I would tell the truth, so much the truth, and then people would be like, wouldn't believe me. And I'm like, dude, I'm telling y'all what's happening, and people do not believe me. This is what's going on. I'm telling you 100% the truth, and so I
Okay,
don't
well
have
So
then let me ask
me
well then
like Ohio. I
let
don't.
me wait. I think we were on the way of a certain path, and I want to go back to that,
My
Shauna, if
family
it's
is from
okay,
a small
because we
town
were
in
talking
Ohio.
about
go ahead. No,
we
go
were
ahead. Yeah,
talk
go ahead.
wait, excuse me one moment. Thank you, y'all. I just want to reset this back to what we were talking about because I don't want to talk about stuff that we can't prove and stuff that we can't go into. But Genesis, you were talking about the day you sent your friend to go
Yes,
get Angela,
yes.
Mhm.
and you said that Jacqueline Wright told you that there was no disrespect, Miss Shauna. I just want to go back to this because I was I was getting somewhere with this
She called
information.
me and told me that someone was going to Trafficking
Excuse me.
Legena and that she had to get out of there really quickly because she was going to get killed. And so I had a
What?
friend of mine come there within 10 minutes and got her out of there because I'm like thinking that she's about to get killed.
You didn't look into none of that.
Goodness gracious.
No, I didn't.
I
And you
don't know.
believe Jaguar.
I
I got a
did.
You gotta be
hard
fucking
time with
kidding me.
that.
Jaguar
This
said
shit is
that
giving me a headache.
so I said Jaguar said that she was on the Greyhound bus. So did
Yes.
that person ride on the bus with her, or
No.
did they
That's
just
see,
go to
she
get her?
never clarified whether or not that person took her to the bus station or
Okay.
drove her all the way. Thank you,
Want to clarify.
That's
Shauna.
what I was.
Let
Yeah,
me clarify.
that's what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. I'm sorry.
Oh, you girl, we was all like do 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 do
Yeah,
do
that's what
do
I was
do
getting at.
do.
I'm sorry.
None of that shit
That's
make
what I
any
was getting
sense
at.
to any of us.
Yeah,
But
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
That's what I was getting at.
Genesis, help us make that part make some sense, Genesis, and thanks for your patience with us. Because whoa, Jesus.
All right. So let me
Well, Nelly.
happened is that like I got a call that she was in danger, so her life was in danger. So me being the person I am, I don't question like okay, well, all right. So I called my friend. She sent the money. The guy came, picked her up within 10 minutes, took her to the Greyhound station, and then the ticket hadn't been bought yet. So he waited outside the Greyhound station until the ticket was paid for through
Who paid for it?
Sean Davy Way and King Payne both had like campaigns going on, and they both was raising money, and then they paid for a ticket through that.
How
Whoa.
much did they
Wow.
raise?
Whatever the ticket price was, I don't know. I don't really know how much it was, but because I was just on this end, just checking on him, like,
How
oh, damn,
much was the one-way trip?
How much did the ticket
I
cost?
don't know. I don't know that. I don't know that because my focus was on my friend. Is everything okay? Like, have you eaten? So I'm sending him money on Cash App. Make sure he ate. Make sure she ate. Make sure everything was
Jaguar
good.
didn't pay for that? King Payne and Sean Davy Way didn't pay for the transportation costs in full?
Well, I don't know. They paid for the transportation from Detroit to
Transportation
Dallas.
includes the food.
But when they were sitting there for
No,
hours,
they was remember they was asking for money for her to come to Texas.
she
Remember,
was sitting in the car.
Tina, you in danger, girl. That one. Remember when she first came out here? When she
So
first
you
came out
paid
here?
for your friend and Angela to eat,
Yeah.
Wait a
honey.
minute, what?
Goodness gracious.
When did this
And what happened,
transpire?
let me tell you this, is that like I gave him $60 for them to eat, but then they went to walk White Castle up the street. And then I like said to him, like, dude, and then I found out
Oh,
that he had gotten more money, and I'm like, well, you need to pay me back my $60 because you already got more money from them, and I really didn't really have that $60 to give. I just was like making sure you were good. So he gave me back my little $60 I gave him, but yeah. So I sent him $60 and yeah. So
so were
Missy,
you giving back your $150 for the escort to the Greyhound station?
no, I never gave him no money to like escort to the Greyhound. That was given from
Who
Jack.
paid the 150? Oh, she paid for that
Yeah, she paid for to go to
through
get
the
to.
Cash App.
Yeah, yep.
This is
I think it might have
disgusting,
been
man.
even more than like 150. I don't think it might like $200 because he had to wait there. So I think it was like more than that.
So
So
when
it
they was waiting to eat, it wasn't no money, and you
first of all,
sent the
it was
$60.
it was snowing. You know what I'm saying? So it was snowy. It was in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Snowing
mm-hmm.
and it was
Yeah.
spur of the moment. And so Jaguar was. I didn't even realize that she didn't have the money to give them right away. That they had to raise the money on the panels. So that's why they raised the money and they gave it to my friend, and then my friend waited there for hours. It was like almost like 4 hours that she waited there, and then they finally like had booked the ticket for her to come down to Dallas.
Oh my goodness.
Genesis, have you ever in real life been associated with pimps or hoes?
I had a boyfriend that I found out was a pimp. Yeah.
And how did that sit
Mm,
with you to know that person was a pimp that you were that close to?
It well, it was surprising because I didn't know. I had never ever knew what a pimp was until I actually like.
How'd you find out?
Well, I lived in Detroit, and he convinced me to come down to Dallas.
Wow.
Okay.
When we got down here, he showed his true colors. So,
What did he do? What happened?
well, he had a girl named Star, and I had no idea, what names were. You know what I'm saying? And it was a white chick, and we went. He told me once my father had passed. He told me, well, you have reached the ceiling on what you're going to accomplish in Detroit, so you should like come. He actually made me like I chose. The choice was between Vegas, Atlanta, Dallas, and Austin. And he said, well, which place during a recession is good? So I was, me being a software engineer, I was like, okay, well, I was able to find out, okay, doing research that Dallas was the place. And so the reason why I'm even in Dallas right now is because a dude that was like pimpish. Now, he wouldn't call himself a pimp, you know what I'm saying? But he was a narcissist and a pimp. Once we got down here, it was a nightmare. So,
Yeah,
so
because like
you're a
you don't come
survivor,
off.
ma'am? Are you a survivor?
yeah.
And you shared that with Jaguar?
I never told her that story, no.
I'm sorry you had to experience that.
Yeah. Me too. I
Did
am
he
too.
try to pimp you?
Kinda. He tried to like do it, but I think he felt like my skills were more valuable, like because I'm a software engineer. I could make more money than a prostitute because I'm like a
He was
software.
gonna try to use you to scam people.
Well, yeah, that's what he did. He used me like to build websites and to make him look more legitimate.
Reputable.
And so he had me building websites.
Okay, did you do those websites for Jaguar? All them websites with that fake information?
No, but what happened is that once I found out she was doing the Philadelphia, I was the one who changed the look and feel of it and said, well, you should put pictures here. And that when she first came here, me and Google was sitting down and I was showing them how to like change the look of their website to make it look more appeasing and this, that, the other. But we never really got into like really, because I'm, like really structuring it right to make sure that at some point it got to the point where people were starting to call me about this ain't working, that ain't working, this, that, the other. But
And they didn't want to pay you to maintain and host their
But you did
platform.
take part in creating Philadelphia, correct?
no, I didn't take part of that. No, I didn't take part of that. No, there's a
Miss T
whole
Taylor, baby.